Jake was never one for rules. He preferred ripped jeans to neatly pressed pants. Loud music was his anthem, not the quiet hum of conformity. School held little appeal. He'd rather hang out with his friends, their laughter echoing through the streets late into the night. He was a whirlwind of teenage rebellion, pushing boundaries and testing limits. His parents, loving but bewildered, struggled to understand their son's defiance. Teachers, exasperated by his lack of interest, threw up their hands in despair. Jake was on a collision course, his rebellious spirit threatening to derail his life before it truly began. Rebellion for Jake was a shield, a way to mask the insecurities bubbling beneath the surface. He felt unseen, unheard, lost in the cacophony of adolescence. School became a battleground, each class a test of wills he was determined to lose. Grades plummeted. Detentions piled up. His friendships, once a source of comfort, became entangled with his recklessness. He found solace in the company of others who felt like outsiders, their shared alienation forging a bond of defiance. But this camaraderie came at a cost. Their nights were filled with petty theft, vandalism, the thrill of transgression, momentarily eclipsing the emptiness within. Jake was adrift, his rebellious spirit leading him further and further from the shore. One cold December evening, Jake found himself at a crossroads. A particularly daring act of vandalism had landed him in serious trouble with the law. Facing the wrath of his parents, the disappointment in their eyes cutting deeper than any lecture, Jake felt a tremor of remorse. It was a flicker of something unfamiliar, guilt perhaps, or maybe a nascent understanding of the consequences of his actions. That night, unable to sleep, Jake wandered into the living room. His eyes fell upon his father, slumped in his armchair, the weight of worry etched onto his face. He had never noticed the lines around his father's eyes, the slight stoop in his shoulders. In that moment, Jake saw not just his father, but a man burdened by his son's choices. It was an epiphany, a sudden and jarring realization of the pain he was inflicting on the people who loved him most. His punishment for the vandalism included community service at the local library. Initially, Jake approached this obligation with his usual disdain. The library, with its hushed whispers and musty smells, seemed like a prison of boredom. Yet, as the days turned into weeks, something unexpected happened. He found himself drawn to the quiet solitude, the rows upon rows of books, whispering tales of adventure, knowledge, and possibility. He started small, devouring graphic novels, then graduating to adventure stories, and finally, almost tentatively, to classic literature. He discovered the power of words to transport, to inspire, to offer solace and escape. The library, once a symbol of punishment, became his sanctuary, a haven from the turmoil within and the chaos of his life. Mrs. Thompson, the kindly librarian with a warm smile and a twinkle in her eye, noticed Jake's burgeoning interest in reading. She became his guide, recommending books, engaging him in discussions about literature and life. She saw something in Jake, a spark of potential hidden beneath the layers of rebellion. She encouraged his curiosity, nurturing his love for learning and offering a listening ear without judgment. Music, too, played a transformative role in Jake's life. He had always loved music, but it was mostly a soundtrack to his rebellion, a cacophony of noise reflecting his inner turmoil. Encouraged by Mrs. Thompson, he joined the library's music program. There, amidst the shared language of chords and melodies, he discovered the healing power of music. He learned to channel his emotions into something creative, something beautiful. Section 6. Facing the music, taking responsibility. As Jake delved deeper into the world of books and music, he began to confront the consequences of his past actions. He realized that his rebellion had not only hurt others, but had also kept him trapped in a cycle of self-destruction. He had to make amends, to take responsibility for his mistakes. He started by apologizing to his parents, his voice trembling with remorse as he expressed his regret for the pain he had caused. He knew that words were not enough, that actions spoke louder. He began to focus on his studies, attending classes with newfound purpose. He even approached his teachers, seeking help to catch up on missed work. It was a long and arduous journey, but with each step forward, Jake felt the weight of his past lifting. Section 7. The new Jake, a transformed youth. The transformation was not overnight. There were setbacks, moments of doubt and frustration. But Jake persevered, fueled by his newfound love of learning and his desire to make amends. He had discovered a purpose, a passion for knowledge, and a desire to use his experiences to help others. He became a fixture at the library, volunteering his time to help other struggling teens. He shared his story with raw honesty, his journey from rebellion to redemption, resonating with those who felt lost and unheard. He started a music program for underprivileged youth, providing them with an outlet for their own emotions and a sense of community. Section 8. Embracing the future, goals and aspirations. Jake's journey of transformation had a profound impact on his aspirations. He, who once scoffed at the idea of higher education, now dreamed of becoming a teacher, of inspiring young minds and making a difference in the lives of others. He wanted to create a space where students felt seen, heard, and valued, a space where rebellion was not a shield, but a catalyst for growth. He knew that the path ahead would be challenging, but he was no longer afraid of hard work. He had learned that true fulfillment came not from defiance, but from purpose, from using his experiences to make a positive impact on the world. Section 9. A legacy of change, inspiring others. Jake's story is a testament to the transformative power of redemption, the resilience of the human spirit, and the importance of second chances. He transformed from a rebellious youth to a responsible young man, his journey a beacon of hope for others who find themselves adrift in the sea of adolescence. He had embraced his past, learned from his mistakes, and emerged stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever to make a difference. His legacy would not be defined by his rebellion, but by the countless lives he touched through his compassion, his empathy, and his unwavering belief in the potential of every individual to change.